Good morning, everyone. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to join in on the live stream. Hopefully the public YouTube scanner can hear me as well. So if you guys are listening to me on the public YouTube scanner, just know there is a 2-minute delay. If you guys want to hear me in real time, we do have a live video streaming right now. I sent out a link in the description or in the YouTube comments. So you guys can go ahead, go to our YouTube channel and click on the other live video if you're using the public scanner. And you'll actually be able to see my charts, and you'll also be able to hear my voice in real time or pretty close to real time. So make sure you guys join in. If you're just watching on the public YouTube scanner, make sure to tune in to the other one. I'm going to give it probably just a few more minutes and then we'll get started. There's not a whole lot going on at the moment, but we do have a few stocks to go over, and it should be an interesting day with SPY as well. Alright guys, we have about 15 minutes until the market opens, so I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick pre-market watch list for you guys. Hopefully everyone that's watching on the public YouTube scanner is able to go over and tune into this video. I did send out the link in the YouTube comments. But let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys can see on my main screen, I basically have PEGY, QNGY, CABA, EFOI, and a few others. We really don't have any crazy gappers this morning, but we do have some potential. So I'll just quickly go over the watch list that I made last night for the private Discord members, and then we'll go over any other gappers or anything else that might be in play. So the first one I had on the watch list was SOBR. As you guys might know, this has been just chopping in this big range for the last week or so. We have a really interesting daily chart. That's what I like about this stock. So it has a really interesting daily. I'm hoping that at some point we can break out above this key level, which is towards 360, and get a really nice move on the daily. So if that happens, I'm definitely going to be watching SOBR. We'll see how it reacts. It obviously has to hold above like this 350, 360 area for me to continue to watch it. So SOBR will be interesting. QNGY was another one that I saw yesterday. It had a lot of volume yesterday. You can see on the daily, it had about 8 million. So this is another one. If it has a lot of volume and stays in play, I want to keep this one on watch. And we can see if we get a nice breakout later on. If it does break out and get extended, I'll probably be interested in the short on QNGY. At some of these bigger levels on the daily, it'd have to be closer to like $3. So it'd have to make a big move for me to be interested in the short. Hopefully that one stays in play though. It's kind of the same thing with CABA. I've been watching this for the last few days. It's just been kind of grinding up. I wanted to see a big move like past this big daily level, which is towards like $2.10. It's kind of a big level. So I was hoping that it would break past that and get extended and then set up for a really nice short. But so far it just kind of tested that level and pulled back. We didn't really get a big extension. So I'll keep an eye on CABA, but it's looking pretty weak at the moment. It looks, it rejected 2 again, and we're gapping down a little bit. So if that one does make a recovery or a comeback, I'll keep an eye on it, but it's probably a little bit unlikely with this little gap down. Ampx is another one that we've been watching the last few days. It had a really nice breakout on day 1, a nice fade on in the morning yesterday, and then basically just traded sideways the rest of the day. So I feel like if this can trap shorts, in the 9s and maybe pop over 10 and then hold 10 with solid support, that was kind of a big level from yesterday and the previous day. So if we can reclaim 10, if it makes a big recovery and then, starts to build back up, I'll keep an eye on AMPX. But for now, I'd probably just avoid. I'm not really too crazy about a short on this one. I feel like it's, pretty choppy. It might fade back down to like the 8s, but we'll really just have to see how it reacts again off the open and then kind of go from there. FNGR is another one that this is a stock that was in play, pulled back pretty hard, but it's starting to kind of bounce back a little bit. We still have some bigger levels towards 850 and 9. But it is kind of interesting, so I'll keep an eye on FNGR. If that one does some big volume and maybe starts to push up again, we can keep an eye on that. Few more on the watch list from last night. PXMD, ASTI, both faded a little bit. So that was pretty much the watch list from last night. When it comes to the gappers this morning, we do have EFOI. So we've been seeing some more penny stock runners lately, or cheaper stocks under $1, making some pretty nice moves lately. Let's take a look at the daily chart on EFOI. So we do kind of have some resistance towards this 70 cent level, or 65, 80, towards a dollar as well. So there is some levels of resistance on this one. We'll see how it reacts over 66. If it maybe pulls back and then reclaims later on, then I'll keep an eye on it. But for now, it looks a little bit heavy. It's starting to break support. And then we did have PEGY. I was actually watching this one yesterday as it was running up. But we do have a gap up over yesterday's highs, which was 530 on PEGY. So you can see we are testing that 530 level. If that can hold, I'll definitely keep an open bias on this one. We do obviously have some resistance on PEGY over like 6 to 7. There is some resistance from these previous days. But if it holds 530 and does a lot of volume, I definitely want to keep an eye on it just in case it does break out and push towards $6. I want to keep an eye on PEGY. Let's see if there's anything else. We can actually add CYTO to the list. So we'll add that. CYTO. This is another penny stock under $1. Let's take a look at the daily. So this does have some history of making some big spikes. Like this spike here went all the way to 3s. This one went to $2.15 and ended up closing all the way down at 114, or actually 166 on this day. So it didn't close super weak this day. It closed like halfway, and then let's see. So it opened at $1.11, ran all the way up, and then closed around this level. Next day it opens up at 140, so basically gave back all those gains there. So if this were to make a big run up, it would have to be a big move for me, at least like towards $1 or higher on this one. So if this one makes a crazy move, I'll definitely keep an eye on it for maybe a short later on. At the moment, I'm not really too interested in it. There's probably a few longs in here, maybe risking off of this key level if you were watching it, really closely on this flag on CYTO over 46. That was a really good entry there to hold. But up here is definitely a little bit more risky the higher it goes. But definitely something to add to the watch list there, CYTO. Alright guys, so we're almost done with the watch list. I think I pretty much covered all the main stocks. There's a lot of the other gappers don't really have a lot of volume or anything. So at the moment, I am just focused on what you guys can see on my screen. Nothing that I'm really crazy about this morning. Nothing really A+ at the moment in small caps. But I'm sure we'll get some stuff that pops up on the scanner. So it should be a decent day, I'm hoping. But I do want to go over SPY really quickly. So I did end up trading SPY yesterday. So I had puts here. It looked a little bit weak off the open. It dropped. It ended up reclaiming, so I cut that for a small loss. I ended up flipping to calls, and I got a little move out of the calls, but I really didn't hold for my bigger targets, which would have been 372. So I really should have scaled up here so I could trail but I only took a smaller position. I had a pretty good read on it though, so I ended up taking the calls and then I just kind of left it alone. I was focused on other things and we got this huge fade. So once I saw this 368 level kind of starting to weaken up here, I ended up getting puts. I was looking for this breakdown and I did get a flush. I did get some scalps out of it, but I did miss like this bigger flush right here. And I missed a lot of the downside. So I missed a lot of the moves on SPY, but I was able to pull some scalps out of it. Today, if there's no small caps, I'm probably going to be a lot more zoned in on SPY. So if we have a lot of range on SPY or a decent range like yesterday, hopefully we get some nice setups. If we open up close to this 364, I'm going to be potentially looking for calls at the open on SPY. So if we have a lot of support over 364, 365, I'll consider getting calls for a push back to 367 and then potentially 368, 369 if we did get a nice rally. So this is kind of the area I would be looking for calls. If it proves itself after the open. So it really has to prove itself. This 364, 365 area is kind of a big level from yesterday's lows and from previous days as well. So I definitely have an open bias on SPY. I feel like it could end up giving a decent push at the open. On the flip side though, if it just pushes and then rejects really hard and stays heavy, I'm still going to be open to puts, but I do want to be patient. I feel like we're a little extended to the downside after that big sell-off yesterday and this gap down that we had. So hopefully that sets up at the open. If we start to weaken up under 360, then SPY obviously could really get ugly and start to really break down. But for right now, it's a little bit too early for me to say. I feel like we have a lot of support in the 360s, so I feel like it's still going to be a bit choppy. So I'll keep you guys updated on SPY closer to the open or after the open. We only have a few minutes left. Tesla is kind of the same concept, pretty sold off near some big support levels. So I don't want to be too aggressive on puts today. I want to be patient and see what happens off the open. Someone asked, are you short or long on these? I would say both. I'm on small caps, I do long and I do short. Small caps, I'm more short biased. I do short them more often, I would say. But with the overall market, I'm buying calls and puts, playing both sides. On days where we're more choppy, I try to be a bit scalpier and more reactive on SPY. But on days that we have follow through, I'm really trying to work on trailing my positions and really letting them work. So guys, if you're on the public YouTube scanner, make sure to go to our other live video where you can see my screen and hear my voice in real time. And if you guys are interested in that as well, we do have a private Discord room. You can sign up on our website where you'll get access to my live streams, live scans, and things like that every single day. So that's all included in the private Discord. But let's go ahead and get zoned in here. The market just opened. Alright, so far SPY is acting heavy off the open. So I'm just trying to be patient on SPY. I don't want to be too aggressive on puts, and as you can see, that dip just reclaimed. So I'm happy that I just left it alone for now. We'll see if we can get calls. If it really holds this level with a lot of support, I still have an open bias, but I'm going to give it more time. SOBR is getting a decent push as well to that 380 level. PEGY is getting some volume at VWAP there. Big reject there on SOBR, just ugly action. I was hoping this one would spike higher for the short, but just a huge rejection there. It's not really that surprising though. If you've been watching SOBR the last week or so, like on this day right here, we had that huge crash. So it's not really surprising on SOBR. But it's unfortunate because I did want that higher for a really nice setup later on for the short. But it's halted to the downside. I don't know if they did an offering. I don't think it was an offering. I think they just dumped it. But nasty action there. SPY is also just chopping for now. I tried to scalp some calls there, but it was staying heavy, so I just ditched it. But we're staying pretty heavy here. Alright, so for now I do still have an open bias. We're just basically chopping back and forth in this open range. But I'm watching closely to see which way we break, either to the down or to the upside. Right now it's obviously looking a little bit stronger. Alright guys, so far just a lot of chop on SPY. We do have a nice range setup though. So just being patient. I think we should get some direction here pretty soon. So if we start to stay heavy, I guess, under this 364, 363.50, we can look for puts. If that 365.50 turns into support, I'm going to potentially look for calls. Alright guys, so I have a tight stop on SPY. I ended up getting calls. Sold a little bit into this pop. Now I can basically have a break-even stop on SPY, and I can let it run. My entry was near that 365.50. So if it pulls back to that area and starts to break down, I'll just get rid of the rest of my contracts. But for right now, I want to see if we can break those pre-market highs above 367. So ideally, we can hold a higher low above 366 and get a really nice breakout here. But really nice setup, really nice setup. Can we get 368s? Beautiful. Guys, really nice green day so far. I'm nicely in the green. I already took a lot of profits, but I am trailing. I want to see how far this can go. There's no reason to not trail it at this point. We have clear skies here. It looks great. I feel like we have potential to reach 369s, maybe 370s. That would be a big move into yesterday's resistance. But it looks strong. So I hope you guys caught that with me. I let you know what I was looking for. That 365.50 breakout. I did get a starter on the puts, but I ditched it. It felt too strong, and then I loaded up on those calls. I got 5 times as much size on my calls than those puts. So it's looking good. This is exactly what I've been trying to get myself positioned into. for like the last few days. I just couldn't catch a big move. I just kept getting scalps, but this was the setup. These are the setups that I want to take with big size. Just beautiful. Small caps are pretty dead today, in my opinion. I don't really see anything else in that area, but really happy with this trade so far. And I'm trailing my stop, so no matter what, the last contracts I have, they are going to be profit. I really don't want to see it go under 367. I'm hoping that it holds. But I want to show you guys something really quickly. Check this out. For those that can see my screen, we got those contracts in the 280s, the 366 calls, so pretty close to in the money, and then ended up getting a nice sell at 392. That was my best sell so far. But that was just a beautiful trade. I really hope you guys caught that. It's starting to get a little heavy here. We are extended as well. Alright guys, I ended up selling pretty much near the top. But as you can see, it got really heavy. I wanted to give it a chance to maybe get to 369, 370. I felt like that would have been a big target. But you guys saw the tape. It was pretty heavy. It needed that pullback. Now it's just a matter of, are we going to get a lower high and flush back down? Or is this 366 50 going to hold as a new support level, which was the pre-market high? So that's the question. Is the pre-market high going to hold as support? And then are we going to get that next leg up to 369 and 370? That's what I'm going to be watching for now. ILAG is on the scans. That's a familiar name. ILAG. ILAG. That thing is really beaten up. All right, so far we did get a hold of that 367 for now. Actually, it's kind of choppy still. We'll see. Yeah, it's feeling a little bit heavy. So that 366.50 that I mentioned is pretty big. It's testing that level. So nice hold there. Nice bounce off that support. Let's see if we can break to a new high. But yeah, guys, I am going to start to focus more on small caps now if we get any nice plays off the scans. I don't want to chase SPY up here. I should have trailed a little bit just for this extra move. Or I should have at least re-entered, near that support level that I mentioned. But a nice continuation. We actually might get 370s. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick scan. We'll see if there's any other small caps in play. Looks like BHVN is on the scans. Looks like a grinder. Anyways, I hope you guys had a really great morning. Um, you know, if you guys ever have any questions, you can always reach out in the YouTube comments. We also have a public Discord channel, a free Discord channel that you guys can join. And you'll have access to me there as well if you guys ever have any questions. This is why it's really important, guys, to trail a few contracts because you really never know how high these can go if it's on a trending day. There's that 369 is pretty close. So far, really nice follow through. Pretty nice move there as well on BHVN. Popping up on the scans. We have a interesting daily chart as well. Alright guys, so I am going to go ahead and switch over to the private Discord screen share. So if you are in the private Discord channel, you can continue to watch my screen and hear my voice on there. If we do go over more plays today, if anything else sets up. But yeah, I hope that helped you guys out this morning. If you're watching on the public YouTube scanner or the other live video, hopefully that kind of helped you guys out to focus on the right stocks. I know there wasn't really too many small caps in play, but we did get some nice opportunities on SPY. So yeah, if you guys are interested in joining the private Discord, it does include the live scans. It includes my live commentary. I do post my watch list there in the morning and also at nighttime. So you get my watch list, and there's a lot more included with that as well. You guys can check that out on our website if you want to sign up there. There is a link in the description for that. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, like I said earlier, feel free to join our free public Discord, and you can always reach out on there.